Imagine the quiet buzz of a team working hard to grow, not with loud announcements, but with smart moves that say more than words ever could. Beneath the usual excitement of free agency and draft chatter, something strategic is happening in Flowery Branch. If you've been paying attention, you know what I mean. This offseason, the Atlanta Falcons aren't just looking for big names, they're building their identity. Today, we're going to explore 3 important stories that are shaping this effort. Don't forget to hit the like button, and let's jump in. First, let's talk about a move that might seem small at first, but has huge implications for the Falcons' defense. The return of cornerback D. Alfred, who signed a 1-year deal for the 2025 season. Alfred isn't just a backup, he's a leader. At 27 years old, he's coming off a strong 2024 season where he started 11 games and achieved career highs with 83 tackles, 11 pass defenses, 1 sack, and 1 forced fumble. Sure, there were some mistakes in coverage, but the Falcons are looking beyond just the numbers. They value grit and resilience. Alfred's journey from being undrafted in 2020 to winning a CFL Grey Cup and earning a spot on his hometown team shows one thing: perseverance. What makes this move even smarter is how it fits with the rest of the secondary. A.J. Terrell is proving himself as a top cornerback, often matching up against the best receivers in the league. Mike Hughes adds solid veteran experience, having allowed only 358 yards and 2 touchdowns last season. And let's not forget about Clark Phillips III, the promising young nickel cornerback who made great progress at the end of 2024. Bringing Alfred back doesn't just add familiarity, it raises the competition level. With safeties like Jesse Bates III and Justin Simmons covering the deep field, this secondary is now packed with talent and experience. If everything goes well, they could become one of the best units in the league. Make no mistake, this wasn't just a routine decision. This signing is part of a bigger, more thoughtful plan from head coach Raheem Morris and team owner Arthur Blank. Instead of overhauling the defense with flashy names and quick fixes, they're betting on growth, development, and continuity. With Jeff stepping in to lead the defensive strategy, this philosophy now has a clear direction. Alfred's role is to help get the most out of what's already there, especially in areas like pass rush and run defense. That's why his return is so important. He brings experience, teamwork, and a solid understanding of the system, qualities you won't find in just any free agent. Now let's take a step back. There's another important story that fans need to pay attention to: the situation with quarterback Kirk Cousins. Yes, you heard that right. Cousins. This storyline just won't go away. The situation with Kirk Cousins just won't settle down. According to James Palmer from Bleacher Report, the Cleveland Browns are looking like the most likely team to trade for Cousins this offseason. For a while, the Pittsburgh Steelers seemed like a sneaky option, but that door appears to be closed now. Palmer explained that Arthur Smith, the former Falcons head coach who is now with the Steelers, has strong connections in Atlanta and quickly got the inside scoop on Cousins' status. That information helped the Steelers decide to move on. So, if the Browns pass on Cousins, the Falcons could end up with the league's most expensive backup quarterback for the 2025 season. That's a big financial commitment, and it puts pressure on a front office that wants to build wisely, not recklessly. If Cousins stays, how do you handle his presence behind whoever is starting? If he leaves, what do you get in return? The situation is complicated and has serious implications for how the Falcons will manage their resources moving forward. Meanwhile, let's not forget what's happening on the defensive line. With longtime anchor Grady Jarrett released at the start of free agency, there's a huge gap to fill. While Atlanta has some young talent ready to step up, like 2024 draft picks Rick Orororo and Brandon Doris, they aren't just sitting back. The Falcons are actively scouting for the next potential star in the middle of the defense. For example, they recently brought in South Carolina defensive tackle T.J. Sanders for a visit. This isn't just any prospect. At 6 feet 4 inches and 300 pounds, Sanders is a pressure specialist. He racked up 10 sacks and 35 quarterback hurries over the last 2 seasons. His speed and ability to rush the passer are top-notch, but scouts say he still needs to add some weight and improve his technique against the run. What makes Sanders especially interesting is that he's currently ranked as the 38th overall prospect on Pro Football Focus's 2025 Big Board. This puts him in a great position as a potential second-round pick. The challenge is that the Falcons only have 2 picks in the first 2 days of the draft. If they want Sanders or any other impactful defender for the front 7, they'll need to be precise, efficient, and aggressive. Now, Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What do you think about the team's direction? Are you excited about internal moves like D. Alfred's return? Do you believe Kirk Cousins still has trade value, or should the team keep him around? Share your thoughts in the comments. Picking up where we left off, let's dive deeper into the Falcons' current priorities and how some quieter moves might be hinting at a much bigger strategy behind the scenes. Even though things seem calm on the surface, the Falcons are laying the groundwork for what could be their best roster in years. Let's revisit the Kirk Cousins situation. It's not just about having depth at quarterback, it's about the identity the Falcons want for this team. From what we've gathered, if Cousins is still on the roster when OTAs begin, it creates a tricky balancing act for the Falcons. It's not that Cousins can't contribute, he's a proven leader and has playoff experience, but the Falcons have already committed to Michael Penn Jr. as their long-term quarterback. That decision is set in stone, and having Cousins around while Penn starts to develop is a complicated situation. Remember, Penn was the 8th overall pick in 2024. You don't invest that much in a player without planning to build around him. So if Cousins isn't traded before the draft, expect a lot of attention on Flowery Branch. Every interaction, every first-team rep, and every comment after practice will be closely watched. That's the kind of drama the team would rather avoid, especially with Raheem Morris and Zach Robinson implementing a new offensive system that requires everyone to be fully on board. This brings us back to Cleveland. If a trade is going to happen, it will likely depend on whether the Browns are willing to give up a day 2 pick, possibly with conditions based on Cousins' playing time. While the quarterback situation remains uncertain, another position is quietly coming together: linebacker. Caden Ellis and Troy Anderson are expected to be the starters heading into training camp, and there's growing confidence in both players. Ellis was praised for his versatility last season, excelling as both a blitzer and in coverage. Anderson, after a year plagued by injuries, is bouncing back with urgency and has reportedly looked quicker and more agile in off-season workouts. There's also something important to note about the tone Arthur Blank has set since the coaching change. While we haven't heard from the owner much this offseason, the direction is clear. Blank is focused on building a strong foundation, maintaining continuity, and most importantly, being patient. That's why D. Alfred's contract extension isn't just about his playing time in 2025. It's about rewarding player development and reinforcing that this is now a team-first, system-first operation. Alfred embodies that identity: undrafted, overlooked, but relentless. Clearly, that kind of determination is becoming essential for this team. Now, we want to hear from you. What do you think about all this? Is D. Alfred being undervalued by the national media? Should the Falcons go all in on trading Kirk Cousins, even if it means getting a weaker return? And what do you think about their cautious interest in TJ Sanders? Is it a smart move or a sign of uncertainty on the defensive line? Leave your comments below. We're reading them all. And hey, if you enjoy these in-depth updates and want more behind-the-scenes analysis from inside Flowery Branch, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and go Falcons!